come straight through?
Yes, please, thank you.
Sarah and her daughter Poppy have rushed 7-year-old Hooligan in to see Chris after playtime turned to disaster.
It sounds really silly. We were playing a game of chase and we came round a corner together and we collided.
Okay.
She's immediately started crying and screaming and, it was awful.
You can see she really doesn't like that.
Yeah.
It's my hand, it's all right.
We were having such fun.
Yeah.
It's one of her favourite games. It's all right, it's all right.
So what I'll do, I'll give her some pain relief, just so she's more relaxed and more comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I'll take an X-ray. It's almost like the family's never seen Hooli like this. Normally she is so full of energy and so full of life that to see her so withdrawn and in pain, it's really surprising them. And for them, they're finding it quite confronting. You got a surprise, didn't you? You thought play could be so painful.
Probably the worst case scenario is if it's broken. Hopefully just a dislocation and Chris will be able to just sort of, pop it back in.
Emergency vet Lisa Chimes is also worried about her puppy.
Today is Lucas's big day. My little boy is getting castrated. And for most dogs, this is a fairly routine procedure. But for Lucas, he's got a rare condition called Cryptorchidism, which basically means that his testes are missing. They haven't dropped down. Now, if we don't go in there and find them, he's got a 10 times greater chance of developing cancer. And that's pretty scary. It's quite pathetic because I lose all sense of being a vet. I become a neurotic mother and I've been worrying all night about him having the surgery today.
Look, wanna go walkies?
For them to be in pain or go through any risky procedures just freaks me out.
Come on.
Got a feel for her. I mean, as a game, it seems so harmless and it sounds like they did it all the time, but it's not really what you expect when you come running around a corner to run into your owner.
Little Hooligan is in agony after a family game of chasey ended in tears.
X-ray.
Oh. Big fracture right across the middle there. That would be incredibly sore. That's not just one fracture, that's 2. It's almost amazing she didn't hear a crack because that's what would have happened with these 2. It would have been an absolute snap. So she actually does have a fracture here. So right through her radius and her ulna. What's hard about these types of fractures is they're not simple to fix. We're talking about serious orthopaedic surgery.
Oh dear.
It's all right.
Hooligan now needs to be transferred to Sash for a major operation.
Tomorrow really is the start of a very long battle for her because this isn't an easy operation. It's not something she's going to get over quickly. I'm going to make this a bit tighter. Okay. She's going to have to bring every little bit of courage that she's got to that surgery tomorrow, and really we just hope that she can pull through.
I'm a mess.
Is he being braver than you are?
I'm pathetic.
Lisa's puppy Lucas is about to undergo surgery to try to fix his rare condition, Cryptorchidism, more simply known as missing testicles.
Oh, be brave.
Good boy, good boy.
Surgeon Andrew Marchevsky has the unenviable job of operating on his colleague's beloved dog.
He's got nothing.
There's nothing.
No. The problem is when they're, as you know, when they don't come down, they stay really small.
Yeah.
And they're really hard to find.
Yeah.
And his were never going to be big in the first place.
Lisa does have another concern. It's just a little bit embarrassing.
I have this worry that maybe maybe he could be a pseudo-hermaphrodite. Now,
Hermaphrodites
don't
have the
laugh, don't
reproductive organs of both males and females.
I'll tell you the reasoning for this.
Right.
Male dogs in the park have been having relations with him. Could it be possible that he's releasing some female hormones?
Well, I guess it's possible.
So maybe when you're in there, if you want to just have a look for some ovarian-looking tissues.
You're right. Maybe he's been enjoying the attention.
Oh, Lucas, you're just a special little boy.
I have to castrate and love him. Don't hurt him. I'll do my very best.
We're all right. I'm not going to cry.
Lisa's puppy Lucas is on the operating table, and surgeon Andrew Marchevsky is feeling the pressure.
Well, it's a lot more risky than if it was just a straightforward castration, because we might have to open him right up.
Lucas has a rare disease called Cryptorchidism, which means both his testicles are missing.
I think I've just caught sight of it here somewhere.
If they're not found and removed, it greatly increases the risk of cancer.
I've got the first one, so that's a good start. We'll just get it tied off. Got to be a little careful because there's a couple of little vessels around here that if you nick them, they can bleed quite a lot, and I don't think that'd please Mrs. High Maintenance out there. I can't find the second one. It's hiding from me. So it's making my life a little bit more difficult. I'm going to have a late lunch. I found it. Is it there? It's there. It's sitting just near the bladder. So it sort of got 3/4 of the way that it should have got and stopped. Ran out of puff. Good news for Dr. Chimes. I can confirm there are no girly bits, so Lucas is definitely a boy. It's a boy.
It's a boy!
It's a boy.
He's a boy now.
So Lucas is not a hermaphrodite.
He's really
That's
a
the good
boy.
news. The
So I
bad
don't know
news,
why maybe
not
he's
allowed
just that way
home
inclined.
tonight.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's staying overnight.
No, I'll be taking that
He's
drink
staying
pump
overnight.
home. That pump will
You're
come home.
staying overnight.
Can I see him?
Yeah? You can see him. Come on.
Oh, little Lukey. Oh, baby boy. I feel like I'm an owner. It's really bizarre being the one getting all emotional, saying goodnight. Complete role reversal for me. He's a sleepy boy. I've been putting this off for so long, and I'm just so happy that it's over and I can now look forward and he can recover and it's all in the past.
Got a present for you.
They're quite big. They're not bad. Lucas. Excellent. I can prove to everyone that he is a boy.
It's a big day for her, so it's probably reasonable that she's a little bit anxious.
Hooligan has spent the night at the Bondi clinic after a collision with her owner caused multiple leg fractures.
Oh, Angel, that's a wagging tail.
Owner Sarah and her daughter Poppy are now taking Hooligan to Sash for major orthopaedic surgery.
Let's go.
She's a lovely dog, she's a very sweet dog. She's a very stoic dog as well, and she's going to need all that courage to get through today.
Thank you so much.
All the
Thanks,
best.
Chris.
No problem at all.
Bye.
Take care. See you, Lily.
Inside the clinic, bird lovers Neil and Bloss are waiting for Chris with their badly injured 3-week-old Cockatiel, Sydney.
What's happened this time?
You remembered us.
Of course I remember. Go on through. So who's this?
Sydney. He was born on Australia Day.
Okay.
And his mother and father and brothers and sisters all tried to keep him warm in a little nest box, and hence the splayed legs.
Heard of close families, but that's a little bit ridiculous. When the whole family's come in and slept on top of Sydney, what that does is it forces Sydney's legs back behind him, squashes them down. I'm worried they're actually broken. or he's got some serious nerve damage there. At this age, they're incredibly fragile, and he could very easily have serious problems that just can't be fixed.
All right.
At Sash, Sarah and Poppy are waiting for Andrew to view Hooligan's x-rays.
Ooh, that'd hurt a bit. The reason she's so sore is because the bone ends are still really close to each other and it's just grinding away, and that just hurts like hell.
I was awake a lot of the night worrying about my little one, reliving it all and, you know, just worrying, as you do.
I think what we need to do is put a plate on the bone, get the alignment perfect, and then it'll take probably the next 10 to 12 weeks to heal.
Okay.
Hooligan has never spent a night away from his family, and it's a tough goodbye for everyone.
Absolutely awful. Horrible. Hopefully it's just a clean break and it'll all be good and there's no nerve damage, and so hopefully it'll all be fine.
What I want to do is just first of all feel for his hips, make sure they're actually in joint.
3-week-old Cockatiel Sydney is in a bad way after his mum and dad and siblings all slept on him and crushed his legs.
So what we need to do is actually make sure that there aren't any fractures there. Femur feels okay. And these legs feel all right. The great news is Sydney doesn't have any fractures or dislocations there. But what has happened is those legs have been hyperextended back and locked into position. And now they're stuck there. If he's actually had nerve damage to the point where the nerves can no longer do that, then it's going to be really hard for him to actually live a normal life. Thought about it? There we go. You see that?
So what do you do, stick your tape into the perch?
No.
I was joking.
I'm not.
Oh,
Good. Chest on.
It's actually exactly what we do.
Really?
okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It seems a bit drastic, but often the drastic works. He looks like a bit of a ski jumper at the moment, but so you just give him very light support there.
Yes.
See how he pushes himself forward? He lunges forward like that. That's building up those muscles. Pressure there. Where did I learn about this? Made it up. So it becomes like gymnastics for him.
And the winner is Sydney.
But to make a full recovery, Sydney will also need an intensive physio program.
Bit of parrot Pilates. Push back on the knee, and bring the ankle forward.
I don't think he's in pain while you're doing it.
No, he's all right. He'd be feeling the burn. Yeah, he'd be feeling the stretch. So push back on the knee and bring the ankle forward. So it's a lot of work for a little guy, but it's a lot of work that'll have big rewards if you can actually stick with it. Not all birds in this situation actually do make a recovery. It's about 50-50. I've got absolutely no doubt that Neil and Bloss will carry out these instructions to the letter. My biggest concern is whether little Sydney's body's up to it.
I love all my birds. I will give him Pilates. My animals come first before me. Always.
All right, darling, you ready? You be brave.
Andrew is about to start surgery on Hooligan's multiple leg fractures. The much-loved family pet was injured after a game of chasey went horribly wrong.
It's literally snapped in two, and the bone ends are totally separated.
Andrew will now insert a permanent plate to rejoin the bones.
And so the plate will be there like an internal splint. The most important screws are the first 2 or 3. If the first couple of screws aren't quite right, then there's a domino effect and they get sort of worse and worse as you go. Right, there we go. Let's give it a bit of a flush and close it up. That looks pretty good. I'm really happy that it just couldn't look any better. She's going to think it was never broken, but if she suddenly takes off and chases after something, she could pull those screws out, bend the plate, do horrible things. So she's going to be confined to leashed walks and no chaseys for the next 2 or 3 months.
It's all right.
As soon as Hooligan wakes up,
She's very brave.
Very brave.
Sarah and daughters Poppy and Charlotte are allowed in to see the patient.
Quite amazing. She was really quite stirred up when they're not here, but as soon as they get here, she just becomes this totally contented little critter.
It's just good it's all over and it went well, and it was so nice to see her again.
We could see as soon as they put her back in the cage and started walking away, she started crying and getting upset again. She's very bonded to the family, it's obvious. So it's a lot of loving there.
Should be right.
Hooligan! Hooligan! Are you feeling better? Yeah?
It's just one day after Hooligan's major operation
You're gonna
to
be-
fix 2 fractures in his leg. He desperately wants to go home, but first he has to pass Andrew's test.
You're feeling better. Come on, we'll see what you can do. Right. Come here. Come on, Hooligan. There you go. It's sort of a case of what broken leg, isn't it? She's walking around like there's no problem at all. They don't improve any quicker than she has.
It's an A+ for Hooligan, and his elated family can't believe their luck.
Hello, little one. Look at you. Didn't even bring a lead because we just didn't imagine that she'd be walking like that.
She's doing obviously great,
Yeah.
but you're going to have to be... She thinks she's fixed. She's
Yeah.
not fixed. I mean, it is great, but it sort of does create other problems in
Yeah.
the sense that she's just going to have nothing to tell her to slow down except you guys. So.
Okay, we'll do that. Yes, we will. That was amazing to see her walking out. That was fantastic.
Where's that dog on television?
Lucas has recovered quickly from his delicate operation and is back home with Lisa and Nelson watching his favourite TV show.
These boys are my life. They're my children. I would do anything for them.
G'day, good to see you. Bloss,
How are you?
Good. Now, where is he?
Wrong cage, right behind you. Pick the bird.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
I know.
This is Sid, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
This is how Sydney looked only 3 weeks ago.
I'd be happy if we got Sydney to just be able to stand up. But he's perching on my finger there, and he's holding on tight.
You didn't think you'd get that good?
No.
To everyone's surprise, the bizarre bird therapy has worked.
You had to be fair dinkum. I mean, he's had more attention than the South Sydney Rugby League side, for God's sake.
I knew it was just time, patience and love would fix it. And it did.
That's it. We take the pencil global. Want some of the action? Huh? How about the Sydney Brown pencil? Get the copyright done today. You and me. Make millions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny Dusek from Bondi Vet. If you love our show and want to see more, plus some amazing content about pets and how to care for them, hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you on our next video.